This is a brilliantly simple trick for repairing a garden hose. A crack or hole will disappear in just a few seconds. You don't have to spend money on buying a new hose. You also won't have to cut it and spend money on buying connectors. The next time the hose starts leaking, just use this simple trick. It's constantly used during gardening tasks. Anyone who has a garden can't imagine working in it without access to water. It's the rubber hose that enables us to water the garden. Flowers, vegetables, or the lawn need to be watered regularly. If the hose is leaking, sooner or later you'll think about repairing or replacing it. If you've already tried many things and haven't been able to fix the damage, try the Styrofoam trick. A piece of Styrofoam will stop the rubber hose from leaking. It's the best way to repair a garden hose. Seal the hole with Styrofoam. Use super glue for this. Apply the Styrofoam to the place where the hose is leaking and squeeze glue onto it. The glue will melt the piece of Styrofoam. Just wait a moment. The glue-Styrofoam combination will create a substance that will seal the hole in the hose. Styrofoam with glue is so durable that the rubber hose will continue to serve you for a long time. Put in bags, hang in the garden, and spray. This tried-and-true trick works not only on aphids and spider mites, but also protects your plants from many pests. When spring comes, all the plants in the garden come to life. If you don't provide them with protection against pests, you'll soon have to fight them. Aphids on roses, fruit trees, and other plants are a nuisance for every gardener. But you can provide them with protection in spring. All it takes is an ecological trick, safe for plants. Additionally, it protects plants even when you're not in the garden or on the plot for several days. Most methods for dealing with aphids require spraying. They need to be repeated, especially after rain, because the spray stops working. But this method won't stop working even after rain. On the contrary, rain works in its favor. It's environmentally friendly. What's so great about it? Soap. Every gardener knows its effectiveness in fighting pests. But few use it in this way. Crush soap into pieces. Prepare scraps of material from an old sheet or cloth. Pack the soap pieces in them. Tie up such bundles on trees and shrubs where you usually fight aphids every year and spray. Wet soap smells more intense. It will repel pests until the rain completely dissolves it. On the stakes in the garden, tie bundles with soap. You will be surprised by their action. This soap has an unusual application in the garden. You will get to know it right away. Choose the soap with the sharpest and strongest scent. Cut the soap bar into smaller pieces. You can cut this soap with scissors, but if you have a harder soap, use a knife or a vegetable grater. Smaller pieces of soap are needed. Prepare a cloth and cut it. You will get several smaller pieces. Place pieces of soap on each piece of cloth. Divide roughly evenly. Take a string, make such a pouch and tie it. Do the same with the remaining pieces of cloth with soap. The string must be a bit longer. You will have these bundles. Also, take stakes for the field. Hammer them at the plot boundary. Tie one soap pouch to each stake. The stakes can be at different distances. Why am I doing this? The soap will deter deer. When vegetables are growing in the garden or you have young trees, the strong scent of soap will deter them. During rain, some of the soap will dissolve and flow into the ground. At ground level, the scent will deter rabbits. That's why you should drive in stakes with soap at the plot boundary. It will be an invisible barrier to pests such as deer and rabbits. When the soap dissolves or is blown away, hang up new ones. And you're done. You have a chance that your harvest will remain intact. This method works well when you have limited space in the garden, but still want to grow beautiful carrots without thinning. Let me show you how to prepare these containers for planting. Peel off the seal of each container, but don't throw them away. Pour some water into the bottom. You can do this indoors under the tap. After a while, they'll soften. Then you can make a hole in each compartment of the container. Once they dry, they're ready to use. While the containers will soften in moist soil, this method is good to start with. The seals will serve as bases. Fill the containers with soil. Take carrot seeds. The best ones to use are pelleted seeds. They're larger and easier to handle. I happen to have regular ones. You can also use this method for parsley or radish seeds. Place one seed in each compartment. Press them into the soil. Sow carrots into all the containers this way. Take the prepared containers to the field. If you have raised beds, this method works perfectly. Just line up the containers next to each other. I have 10 of them, so I'll arrange them in 2 rows of 5. Cover with a layer of soil and firm it down. You can also lay out the containers in rows and plant onions between them. This will ensure exceptionally successful yields. Since I've been having back problems, I've been using a broom for planting. Also, prepare some empty bottles. You'll see that planting has never been easier. Let me show you a great trick. Cut off the bottom of the bottle. Then, make 4 incisions on the remaining part, but not all the way to the cap. Cut out 2 sections from the 4 walls created by the incisions. This will create a peculiar funnel shape with 2 longer sides. Repeat this process with the other bottles. Cut off the bottoms of each bottle and make similar incisions as with the first bottle. You'll find that the longer these 2 sections are, the better. Get a broom or a brush ready. It can be an old one or something you don't use. The longer the brush, the better. I happen to have one like that. It's important that it has a pole attachment. Get rid of those synthetic fibers, remove them all, or at least the outer ones. Place the first bottle edge onto the brush. Ensure that the longer sides wrap around the brush and the bottle's edge is beneath it. Attach the bottle to the brush using hot glue. If you're using a wooden broom or brush, a staple gun will suffice. Attach the subsequent bottles in the same manner. Since this brush isn't too long, 4 bottles were enough. And there you have it. Attach the pole and head to the field. Take the bulbs you're planting. Mark the holes with your bottle brush. The soil should be well loosened. You don't have to bend over to mark the planting spots. Place the bulbs in the holes and cover them with soil. And that's it. You can make such a marker yourself in a few minutes, and it will be just what you need. Brilliant, isn't it? Why are cucumbers packed in plastic wrap? The reason may surprise you. Why are green cucumbers wrapped in plastic while other vegetables are not? Producers of this vegetable often opt for such packaging. It might seem like plastic wrap is an unnecessary addition that generates unnecessary waste. However, it turns out to have an important purpose. Cucumbers are one of the most popular vegetables purchased by consumers. In stores, there are usually 2 types of cucumbers available: field cucumbers, which have characteristic bumps on the skin, and greenhouse cucumbers, which have smooth skin. The latter are packed in plastic wrap. To understand its purpose, one must delve into the structure of this vegetable. Cucumber consists of over 90% water, which provides its elasticity and also contributes to its taste. The plastic wrap is crucial for the transport and taste of this product. It turns out that precise protection of the skin with its help is essential. It prevents water from evaporating from the vegetable cells, ensuring that we buy fresh, firm, and juicy cucumbers rather than dried out, soft, and spongy ones. The plastic wrap also has a purpose in transportation. Greenhouse cucumbers are often imported from other countries. It protects them from being crushed and, when vacuum-packed, shields them from mold. Despite protection from contamination, it should be remembered that such cucumbers should be washed before eating. Although packaging them in plastic wrap may seem like an environmentally unfriendly solution, without this protection, the vegetable would have no chance of reaching our stores. A more environmentally friendly choice may be field cucumbers. There is no need to pack them in plastic.